11 and only on Fox 4, there is some proving technology that can help remove toxic algae, and we just found out it's going to be used in Southwest Florida in the next few months. I'm Patrick Nolan.
And I'm Jane Monreal. So could this be the solution to our area's algae problem? Fox 4's Jillian Hartman looks into who invented the product and talked to a Fort Myers family who hopes it actually works.
Bubba, did you catch anything?
No, not yet.
Sarah Alexander and her family love to fish together. They live in Fort Myers along the Caloosahatchee River and spent the last few months out on the water until...
We just noticed Sunday night, my husband said to me, the water looks like there's algae in it again.
They say the water looked murky.
We were starting to feel like watery eyes and stuff.
And then saw algae popping up near their home.
It's not as prominent as when you can see like a blanket, but there is a green hue in the water.
Turns out the Army Corps of Engineers increased LACO releases over the weekend.
This is our home, and you don't want to have to be scared of your backyard.
She's now worried about a repeat of last summer, one of the worst years on record for harmful algae blooms.
We are very concerned that right now we're seeing the conditions ripen. We already are seeing cyanobacteria in the Caloosahatchee River, and we also are starting to measure red tide offshore in Southwest Florida.
So right now, the estuary program and FGCU are working with Scott Smith, the inventor of this Aquaflex technology. Here's how it works. It's a type of foam that works just like a sponge to soak up the nutrients out of the water. Last year, they tested this product right here in the Caloosahatchee River, and it was proven to remove some of the cyanobacteria.
To our knowledge, we're the first ones to get a permit to use technology like this open cell foam to capture and remove the algae and related toxins from the water.
They just received funding to test it on a much larger scale to see just how much of the toxins the foam can absorb, and then they will burn the foam at a waste facility.
Having this new technology is very hopeful, can help clean this problem up.
The idea is to have the technology ready to go in the upcoming months. Jillian Hartman, Fox 4, in your corner.
It turns out tomorrow several scientists, experts, industry and government leaders are going to be gathering at the algae bloom remediation workshop in Fort Lauderdale to discuss how to control algae blooms and hopefully prevent them in the future in our part of Florida.
And at Fox 4, we are making it a priority to protect paradise. So we're keeping an eye on algae that harms water quality in Southwest Florida. And just this past weekend, the Calusa waterkeepers spotted a large amount of algae near Franklin Lock. The group tells us they monitor the river weekly, and the algae that's in the lock and dam showed up a little earlier than it did last year. But they also say this year it's coming around in pockets and not staying as long. Still, if you do see algae, stay away from it.
We're also tracking red tide algae blooms. Some people worried it might come back in full force, but right now just super small signs of it are showing up along the Southwest Florida coastline. This is a look at the Florida Fish and Wildlife's map. We zoomed in to give you an idea of where low concentrations are showing up. That's along the Charlotte County coastline, the southern part. FWC says background concentrations have been found in Lee County.
Lee County commissioners just approved a new law to combat credit card skimmers at gas stations. This comes on the heels of 4 skimmers found in pumps at a 7-Eleven in Gateway that potentially compromised customers' information. So starting July 1st, locks on gas station pumps are mandatory across Lee County to prevent skimmers from gaining access. Gas station owners will face a $250 fine if they don't comply.
But if you don't have your pumps locked up, you're going to need to spend the money, get the gas pump secured so that your customers can fill up with confidence knowing that they're not going to get ripped off.
Collier and Charlotte counties, Cape Coral, Village of Estero, and Punta Gorda all have similar ordinances.
This next video, a reminder why you don't want to drink and get behind the wheel. This happened in Fort Myers on Friday around 2:30 in the morning. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper saw this driver going the wrong way on 41. The trooper says when he pulled over this driver, James Bombardier, he smelled like alcohol and failed sobriety test. Bombardier is now charged with DUI. Car prowlers like you've never seen before, and we have got the pictures to prove it.
Yeah, they get on all fours. A family of bears broke into a woman's pickup and ripped it to shreds. Fox 4's Rachel Lloyd explains what could have lured the bears to this truck more than 10 times.
This is what a Collier County family woke up to Tuesday morning. A bear cub on the roof of their truck.
I just couldn't believe it at first. I was kind of in shock.
Kylie Johnson's home is surrounded by forest, but when she heard her horn honking and her truck doors repeatedly slamming late Monday night, she thought thieves were trying to break into her car, not bears. The family says they think those bears got in through the sunroof, and you can still see shattered glass left on the windshield, but the real damage is inside.
They ripped the door down, the plastic that was behind the door, the backing, my speakers are out. The car seats are all ripped up.
Johnson says she may have an idea what brought the bears to her truck in the first place.
2 boxes of tag-along Girl Scout cookies, sealed, unopened, in my center console.
Both boxes of cookies now gone, but Johnson thinks a lingering scent probably attracted them too.
I have a 3-year-old, so it smelled like McDonald's, like anytime I opened my door, just from him eating fast food in there or us eating on the go.
Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says there are ways to prevent something like this from happening to you. Keep food indoors, clean grills, and store them in a locked shed or garage. Add hardware to trash cans and put cans curbside the morning of pickup instead of the night before. And Johnson has a plan of her own.
Definitely not leave Chick-fil-A or McDonald's in my truck for long periods of time.
In Naples, Rachel Lloyd, Fox 4, in your corner.
Well, just days after Alabama's governor signed a really restrictive ban on abortions into law, demonstrators here in Southwest Florida and all across the country have been rallying in favor of reproductive rights. In Collier County, more than a dozen pro-choice supporters gathered at the corner of Tamiami Trail and Airport Pulling Road. They were holding signs